5 seconds. We have all heard that the country is in some sort of an energy crisis. The questions are how deep, how long, how did we get here, how do we get out? The problem is both immediate and long range. It is felt now by the farmer with crops ready to be picked, but without the oil and gas to get the job done. It is felt now by independent oil companies who have nothing to distribute. It is felt now by the worker planning his vacation, yet unsure if his family's route will take him into well supplied areas. The allocation program of the Office of Oil and Gas has been in effect a month now, and it is becoming time to judge its effectiveness. If it is not working, a better program must be seriously considered. I am as aware as the next man of government attempts to exercise long range control over what is mainly a function of economics. But when a man is away and we see his house on fire, it is not then the time to ask who may have started it. It is not then the time to point out that it is really his responsibility to look out for his home. It is time to put out the fire. I would remind our friends who now have the ability to see to it that the available supply of oil and gas gets where it is needed. That this Congress is not in the habit of simply watching a fire as it rages across the country. And what of the future? We are a nation whose demand for energy will have doubled between 1960 and 1980 while our supplies will not increase in the same proportion. Thus, it becomes rather clear that it is the responsibility of this government to do what it can to attack this energy crisis. It is time that we resolve the issue now of developing a transportation system to bring oil from Alaska. It is time now that we establish priorities that will enable us to properly use the resources available to us. It is time now that we take positive steps rather than sit by with a look of concern but without doing anything ourselves to take action. The great problems in human history have been dealt with by men who had the means and the vision to move forward even enough. The problem now facing us is a severe one. I submit to you that we have the knowledge and the resources to solve it. It will take us time, but if we have determination, we can prove again that man can prevail by creating great opportunities from great problems. We know that we need to lessen the loss of our energy supplies. We know that the heavy use of energy to generate electricity can be improved. We know that we must begin to use less fuel for transportation. At the same time, we must explore our offshore gas and oil supplies, and we must get those billions of gallons of oil from Alaska into other areas of the country. It is pretty easy for those of us who believe in the free enterprise system to throw stones at the government. Almost all the problems we have today can be traced to government's abuse of its powers. The question of fuel supplies is no different. The government got us into the problem and quite frankly do not trust the government to get us out. I certainly hope that in our concern to solve the fuel problem, we do not simply continue and strengthen those government policies which have actually been the cause of our present difficulty. We have wasted so much fuel that supplies are running out. This has created a great opportunity for the big companies to knock out the independent jobbers who have been something of a problem to them anyway. These great oil companies have had their hands in the government goodie bag for years with special tax treatment and depletion allowances. Now government is thinking of giving them the ultimate payoff of letting them nation for government's blessing. The obvious answer is more freedom in the pricing and production of fuels. This is not a pleasant thought for consumers because it means the cost of these items will rise sharply. But we are beyond the point in this country where we can expect to continue using up resources without really paying for them. We must have a system which discourages waste and releases fuel for those who really need it. There are many sincere, dedicated people who are saying that the answer to the fuel shortage is more government control, but the effect of this would be to give more power to the large companies. Gentlemen, enough is enough. This government has got the American people so snarled up in red tape we cannot move. Let us get back to the economic principles upon which the nation was founded. Let us get rid of the depletion allowances and also get rid of the wage and price controls that are destroying incentive. The free enterprise system gave us the jump on the rest of the world, and I think we ought to allow that system the opportunity to solve the energy problems which face our country today.